Welcome to the Deltona Biz Review.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really diving into something foundational, aren't we? Starting your own business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's for anyone out there feeling that entrepreneurial spark and wondering, what's next?
Exactly. And we'll be pulling insights from some really solid sources, the U.S. Small Business Administration, the Hartford as well, trying to give you a practical roadmap.
Yeah, distill it down. Make it feel manageable, not overwhelming.
And just quickly, if you have advertising requests, questions, or ideas for future deep dives, drop us an email, deltonabizreview@gmail.com.
Please do.
Okay, so the big question. You have this idea, maybe just a glimmer. Where on earth do you begin?
Well, both sources we look at hammer this home. It starts with a solid idea, yes, but crucially, research. Loads of research.
Okay.
The SBA highlights market research right from the start. You have to understand your potential customers, who's already out there, the competition. That's how you find your edge.
It's not just about having an idea. It's about having one that actually fits somewhere, right?
Precisely. And the Hartford really echoes this. They talk about needing a good business idea, meaning one that solves a real problem for people.
Solves a need.
Yeah. And they threw out a statistic that really makes you pause. Only about 79% of businesses make it through their first year.
Wow. Okay. Less than 4 out of 5.
Yeah. So that really underlines why this initial stage, the idea of validation, the research, it's absolutely critical. You can't just wing it.
Definitely puts the pressure on getting that upfront work, right?
Yeah.
So this research, what does that look like in practice?
The Hartford breaks it down nicely. First, really get under the skin of your customer needs.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, honestly, why would someone pay for this?
Not just assume they will.
Exactly. Then try to spot potential problems early. I mean, better to find a fatal flaw now than after you've sunk your life savings into it. Right?
Definitely. De-risking from day one.
Right. They also mentioned looking for niche markets, those maybe overlooked corners where there's less competition.
Untapped potential.
Could be. And finally, setting realistic goals. Goals based on what the market can actually support, not just wishful thinking.
Grounded in reality.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So how do you do this research? Any specific tactics?
Yeah, the Hartford suggests a few things. First, identify your target customers. Get specific. Age, location, maybe marital status. Who are you actually trying to reach?
Can't be everything to everyone.
No. Then engage them. Talk to them. Surveys, one-on-one chats, use social media, get that direct feedback.
Hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Exactly. And super important, analyze your competitors. What are they doing well? Where are their weaknesses? What about their pricing? Learn from them.
So you're not going in blind.
You really can't afford to. And, just to spark some thinking, the Hartford lists some easy startup options. Things like consulting, cleaning services, bookkeeping, event planning. Lots of possibilities.
Shows it doesn't have to be some revolutionary tech idea necessarily.
Not at all. Many successful businesses are based on proven models.
Okay, so let's say you've done your homework. The idea seems solid. Research backs it up. What's the next big step?
The business plan. Both the SBA and the Hartford are crystal clear on this. It's non-negotiable.
The roadmap, as the SBA calls it.
Exactly. It lays out your structure, your operations, your growth plans, and crucially, it's what you'll need to convince any partners or investors.
Makes sense. You need to show you've thought it through. What goes into a good one?
Well, the Hartford details the key bits. You need a clear title page, table of contents, make it look professional, easy to follow.
Especially for those investors. First impressions matter.
Absolutely. Then a statement of purpose. What's the product or service? Who's the market? How will it run? Any funding needed. Get that clear up front.
The elevator pitch, almost, but fleshed out.
Sort of, yeah. Then detailed descriptions of what you're actually selling. Focus on the benefits to the customer. Why should they care?
The what's in it for me.
Exactly. Then your market analysis showing you understand the audience, the trends, expectations. And of course, that competitor analysis we talked about. Strengths, weaknesses of the other players. It all goes in the plan.
It sounds like a really living document, not just something you write and file away.
Oh, definitely. The Hartford points out the benefits. It forces you to spot weaknesses before they cost you. It helps you communicate your idea clearly. It organizes everything. It can even help you figure out who you need to hire later on.
The central hub for the whole venture. Okay. Plan in hand. Now the perhaps less glamorous part, making it official.
Yep, time for the legal and financial nitty-gritty. The SBA outlines some key steps here. First up, location.
Physical or virtual, it still matters.
Big time. It affects taxes, legal stuff, permits, even revenue potential.
Mm-hmm.
You got to choose carefully.
What else?
Your business structure, sole proprietorship, LLC, corporation. Big decision.
Yeah.
Affects your registration, your taxes, and importantly, your personal liability.
Yeah, that liability shield is a big reason people form LLCs or corporations, isn't it?
It often is. Then choosing and registering your business name. Protect that brand.
Makes sense.
Getting your tax IDs, the federal, EIN, state IDs. Think of the EIN as like a social security number for your business.
Right. Need that for banks, taxes.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Then, licenses and permits. This varies wildly by industry, state, even city. Got to research what you need.
Lots of bureaucracy potential there.
Can be. The SBA also stresses opening a separate business bank account.
Yeah.
Keep personal and business funds apart. Essential for legal, tax, and just sanity reasons.
Absolutely crucial. Don't mix the streams.
And finally, getting business insurance. Protect your investment. We'll touch more on that maybe.
Okay, so a lot of foundational paperwork and setup.
It is. And the Hartford echoes all this state registration, getting those specific permits like for food or liquor if needed, the tax IDs. It secures your name and lets you actually set up shop, whether that's an office or just your website.
Right, it makes it real, so you're official. But most businesses need some capital to get going, and you mentioned insurance.
Right.
How do you handle funding and protection?
Good question. The Hartford touches on funding options. You know, the classic routes, friends and family, maybe small business loans, looking into grants or local funding programs.
Angel investors.
That's another possibility, yeah, for those willing to give up some equity. But they also mention, importantly, those low-cost startup ideas. Again, freelance writing, consulting, web design, things you can start with less cash.
Good to remember, it's not always about huge venture capital rounds.
Not at all. And then protection, insurance. The Hartford highlights key types. General liability, that's for slips, falls, basic lawsuits. Business income insurance helps if you're forced to close temporarily.
Like after a fire or something.
Exactly. Data breach coverage, vital if you handle customer data. Professional liability, sometimes called errors and omissions, if you give advice or services. Commercial property, if you have a physical space.
Seems like a lot of different policies.
It can be. They also mention a BOP, a business owner's policy. That often bundles general liability and property insurance together, which can be convenient.
Okay, so thinking through your specific risks and getting the right coverage is key.
Fundamental. Don't skip it. And looking ahead, the Hartford reminds us it's an ongoing process. You need to keep investing time and money back into the business.
Can't just launch and coast.
No way. Promote it. Have a strong marketing plan. That means a good website these days, being active on social media where your customers are. Use these to learn about your customers too, gather contacts.
Stay engaged.
Absolutely. And if you grow to the point of hiring, focus on building the right team. Good people are critical for success.
Makes total sense. Wow, okay. That was quite a tour through the initial stages.
Yeah, we covered a lot. From idea and research through the business plan, the legal and financial steps, funding, insurance, and that ongoing need for growth and marketing.
And we've drawn heavily on advice from the SBA and the Hartford, really practical stuff.
Definitely. But it's crucial for everyone listening to remember this is just the starting point, right?
Absolutely. An overview. Each piece, market research, choosing a legal structure, finding insurance, needs a much deeper dive based on your specific situation.
So we really encourage you to explore those resources, SBA.gov, the Hartford site, and others further. Dig into what applies to you.
We really hope this deep dive has maybe sparked some aha moments, or at least made the path forward seem a bit clearer for your own business dreams.
Hope so.
And hey, if you found this useful, please do like, subscribe, and maybe share the Deltona Biz Review with someone else who's thinking about starting a business.
Yes, spread the word.
And remember, for advertising, questions, or future topic ideas, our email is deltonabizreview@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you.